Texas, look behind you, 'cause that's where the Rangers gonna be.
Hickey, so they're two tall players deep. Kelly and also Talia.
Jacobs won the tap. Schneider won the football.
On the ball, illegal disposal. Advantage.
They've got to be quick here, the Crows. Time is their enemy. Grigg. He's kicked a goal already. Can he find Texas? Well, he's got to hold on here. If he passes off, the clock will beat him.
No, he's got to go back and kick this. And he can too. He's in his range.
Taylor, that's your line. Mark is right here.
Well, this, to equal it up, going to the first break. Coming in with 18 goals, Walker, equal with Bruce, the skipper.
No closer, Adam.
He's
thanks.
almost a throwback to the old school days. Lead, kick, goal. Well, he's done it all again, Texas. The crowd gets on their feet. It was an interesting first term, and late it was really disappointing to see Nick Revolt go down. It finishes with some joy for the locals. The scores are level at 3-3 apiece. One captain we'll keep you updated on. The other captain finishes with a goal. Equal at quarter time. Well, depleted numbers for Richo. Lost Geary and Montagna pre-game. Loney and Revolt out. Brodie Smith out for the Crows. It has been a torrid afternoon for all players. Jacobs threads it through. Thompson lost his feet, kept his head. Well done, Laird. Now a chance. Inside it comes. Again, Tex Walker the target. Which way to look? Tex leading one way, Betts the other.
3 metres, please.
What a difference it makes to a forward, though, when you start to get that break off half back and that running through the midfield. All that space that now Tex has to operate in.
Jack.
And he's almost impossible to stop. He's quick off the mark. He's got a strong pair of hands.
You'd be happy if the ball was delivered to you like that every time. Matty Crouch's kick absolutely perfect for Walker. His finish, good enough. Well done, Tex. He's got two.
Jump at it.
So the skipper with his second goal of the afternoon, and Adelaide's lead now 17 points. Adelaide by 40 points, 17-11. Eddie Betts with 6-2 and Cameron 3-4. What a double act it's been. We shouldn't forget Lynch with 3-1. Hickey over the top of Jacobs. Now bending down longer to try and pick the football up, and Dangerfield wrestles the ball to the ground. They top 4 team, Adelaide, Tim? You've got them in the 8, I reckon, but top 4?
No, not convinced they're a top 4 yet, Basil, no.
Okay. Certainly improving all the time, and Walker taken high, but the ball was out of bounds. So which one came first?
At their best, with all their players available.
Sorry? No, it was a high tackle to Taylor Walker. Yep.
So the high tackle came first, and against Delaney. So the skipper with 2 for the afternoon. Final minute of the game. Again, right on his distance. He gives it a ride. It's a strong, powerful and straight kick. Big Tex with 3, and Adelaide lead by 46 points.
So all their forwards have been really productive. If you look at the goals, Cameron's kicked 3, Lynch's kicked 3, Eddie's had 6 kicked today, Walker's kicked 3. So you know, their 4 forwards have all contributed in a really meaningful way, and they've been a handful for the St Kilda defence. But I think a lot of the problems have been further up the field, where they've just been able to run and carry and share way too much, and it's put enormous pressure on their defensive part of their game.
This is where they have to turn things around, the Crows. Get their hands on the ball from this centre stoppage, but problem is Mumford's been dominating, but he's not in there at the moment. Stewart relieving.
Ellis Yeoman, can they get the clearance to Laird? Dumps it to half forward. And a good pluck. Grigg takes off. Walker. Well, if ever they need the captain to steady the ship, this is the time.
Well, that was a much needed centre clearance and a couple of good uses of the ball and a good grab by Grigg. And now the big skipper's going to go back and put this one through from probably about 52, 53 metres out. He's
well within his range.
Yeah, we went out on the ground earlier. It was a bit swirly out there, Lynch. He was actually favouring the end that Tex Walker's kicking, but if you look at the flags, you wouldn't think so.
Right behind him, you've got the best seat in the house, and he bends that back with perfection. Adelaide are on the board.
Hooray, the Adelaide Crows supporters say back in their lounge rooms at the moment. They have just been under the pump big time here, but they started slow last week as well against the Saints and then got going, but they'll need to get a bit of a move on here, Lynchy.
Yeah, absolutely. The clearances, and that was a centre clearance victory for Adelaide. They're down 7-3 across the ground, so they need to get that starting point all sorted out very quickly. Shane Mumford's back on the ground and into this centre stoppage.
12 inside 50s to 1 in favour of GWS, and 1 goal as a result of that inside 50 for Texie Walker.
Devon Smith.
They're kicking at 83% in this second quarter, boys. That's elite.
Well, they've needed to, because their handball game has been slowed because this press has been pretty effective in the latter stages of the first term and the early stages of the second.
Bug to Griffin to Shaw. To the wing, Green. Front spot, hands on it. Good spoil, Brown. Lynch to the crumb. Keeps it low to Eddie Betts. And Shaw's right with him again. Jenkins, Walker's running back to the square. If it sits, he will go. He's got 2.
Nearly knocked someone's head off behind the goals as well, big Tex.
Adelaide cheer squad member behind there.
Some really good signs for Adelaide, though. I mean, the stats are fairly even in this quarter. Contested possessions are well up for the Adelaide Crows, though.
That punch was a good one, but it was a lucky one where it ended up going, and a great kick by Jenkins just to put out in front of Big Tex, who was running into the open goal. There it was. It was actually Eddie Betts' fist that probably sent it spiralling towards Jenkins. Just pulled back on the kick, and Tex finished it off.
Big Tex Walker. Super impressive. He's going to be really important for the remainder of the game and the season for the Crows. It looks like he's just starting to get on the end of a few nice passes.
Who started it all, runs to 40 and messed up the opportunity to be the hero.
That is modern day football at its best, isn't it, boys? High risk. Within a centimetre, Lynch, you're getting knocked out a couple of players.
Right.
And then a centimetre from a goal at the end. Well done, Jake Lever. Awesome footy, GWS.
And now Thompson on the rebound. Charlie Cameron kept his feet. Caught by Haynes. Taylor Walker. Mumford lined him up and then pulled up at the last second, but he didn't have it. Treloar squeezes it through traffic. Laird. Sidestep. Grigg was okay to get onto the left to Lynch. Walker half volley attempt. Haynes knocks it away. Good footy at the moment. Patfull slammed into the deck. And legally. Walker. Charlie Cameron coming off a 3-goal game last week.
Walker's starting to look dangerous, boys, isn't he?
Great effort from Walker. He got the half volley. He wants it now. Plays on.
Gets it back. Keeps it low. Drives it long. That's big time. Big time Tex.
That's what you want from your leaders in the group. I mean, he got a half volley that he couldn't quite pick up. He laid a heavy tackle, then dished off one, then just picked up that one from Eddie Betts. That was a really good pass, but that was his third involvement in that play. Now he just drifts forward and the Giants go to sleep. That's the heavy tackle on Patfull. So that's what you need from your 105 kilo forward. Make a statement. Then he's got the poise on his left slipper. And just on this occasion, too many sleepers.
One of the amazing things about Taylor Walker is under current rules, he'd be a GWS player.
I don't think they need Tex as well. They've got enough talent. But what he did there was leadership at its best. He wasn't really entitled to call for that and get it off Cameron, but he did, and he kicked it, and he's got him back into the game here, Tex.
Well done from Kennedy.
It's been an amazing transformation when you think 2 years ago in that game where Tom Lynch kicked 10 goals, Adelaide kicked their second highest score in club history that day. Adelaide smashed them that day. They won 29-13 to 7 goals 10. And here we are, GWS turning the tables 2 years later, and they've arrived in this competition finally.
Well, they're 40 games on, their younger players, and they've brought the experience into the side as well. So great combination. Holding off the ball now. That Scott Thompson's got a free kick. Cornelio's done a really good job on Scotty Thompson. They were just pulling at each other just before. A few jumper punches, and Cornelio's stuck to his task. He's had an outstanding year, whether it be with ball in hand or a lockdown role.
Taylor Walker gets there and kickable.
Had a quiet second half, big Tex, but had a great first half. He's only had the 2 touches in the second half, the big fella.
That's probably the quality of ball going inside 50. They haven't been able to transition off half-back, and you've got a few of your running backs aren't in the side, obviously, but just haven't been able to open up the GWS midfield.
He's fourth.
God, he's kicking well, isn't he?
And he keeps the door open.
So they've kicked out only 2 goals of the last quarter, have gone to the Adelaide Crows, and they've just whittled that deficit down from 46 points at three-quarter time down to 32 points. There's still just a sneaky chance, but they're going to need some of their stars to really get involved. And Walker is critical, as Cam Mooney said at halftime. I think Eddie Betts is going to have to come in with 2 quick ones from ground level, and probably even push him up into the midfield to get a little bit of zip in the midfield, so try to open up the middle of the ground.
He's got an amazing accuracy rate this year as well. He's kicked 30 goals, 8.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick. When he's on song, he'll kick him from everywhere. We've seen it today from all parts of the ground. He's at his best. He's just one of the best forwards in the comp.
Gets it going. Now it's Woody, gets it over to Mark Murphy, who's really digging in. Great stuff. Menzel now looks up. Beautiful kick. Armfield's got the set. Oh, he needed to hold the mark. Got in the right spot. Just couldn't quite glove it. Now he goes hard. Second effort was absolutely magnificent. That's what you want to see as a coach. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake, as long as you have a crack the second time. In the meantime, the Crows have got the numbers back and they bring it out, and that is a magnificent kick to Cheney, who marks at half-back flank.
They've dodged one there, the Adelaide Crows. They're just waiting for something to appear. There's a chance through the middle.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Greg got just in the right spot, and he got the bounce. Accommodated beautifully. Long for Taylor Walker. White just out of position, and that's all it took. It just came through so quickly.
That's a forward's dream, Hunter. When the ball opens up like that, you love it when your defenders have got the courage to get the ball back inside the centre square. That really opens up some real attacking avenues to goal. It's the quickest route home, obviously, and Tex Walker, his eyes would have lit up. They would have been as big as dinner plates, I reckon. Lynch is running back inside 50 on his own.
That's right, and you also do love when your direct opponent plays in front, when you've got the whole 50 to yourself. Yeah. Really difficult to play in front when there's a lot of space behind.
And guys, it goes back to Rory Laird's kick from full back.
Yep.
He set it up.
After kicking 11 goals in 3 weeks, he kicked 3 behinds last week, but Taylor Walker's put that one through.
And that's the transition that has hurt Carlton throughout the season, allowing their opposition defenders to run quickly. The corridor was wide open. There was 2 targets, ended up getting to one. Grigg, who got the ball very quickly in towards Taylor Walker, but you're spot on, Ed. Good use of the ball from deep defence. You've got to hit the target. Plenty of time used here. Now, too much space in the corridor opens up. We see where the umpire in yellow is. Hits through, then away.
The problem in there is, you look at those.
That's where the Rangers gonna be.